Welcome back and thank you very much. What's on the front page as well? The Daily Guide this morning, the 23rd of December, reports that Otumfuo gets his gold coin, and you know it was recently launched. Mahama weeps over E-Levy. Gabi Otredako in there. John Mahama says Gabi Otredako came to meet him at his own instance, but the president has not engaged him. NSS to support cancer education. Collins Dowda, $200 million Salemi trial set for January 26. E-pharmacy project takes off, was launched yesterday. Pinto, good morning to you. We're just discussing an e-pharmacy policy some 6 months ago. Here it is. Business Finder, access to safer medicines made easier as Dr. Baumia launches e-pharmacy. And also, the Business Finder is taking a break. We're told we'll continue to support Accra beautification agenda, EcoBank, and a Brie Craft Village revamped. The Ghanaian Times is next. It says, clergy's experts' messages go for COVID-19 vaccine jab to prevent spikes during Yuletide. National House of Chiefs Christian Council condemn brawl in Parliament. Also, 10,000 street lights for MMDAs to light up the greater Accra region. Drive carefully on our roads. Ghana needs you alive, stay alive. That's the road safety campaign, and I endorse that campaign. Daily Graphic. AG Lord staff for preventing judgment debts. Christian Council condemns brawl in Parliament. Occupy Ghana demands prosecution. Christmas fever. Central Business District choked. And the traffic is already built up this morning. I can tell you that on authority. And on the back page section of Accra, Kumasi Dualization Project opened. And those are the stuff we have there. My guest this morning, Dennis Miracles Abuaje, is a former MC for the Ekwapim North Municipal Assembly, joins me on the ticket of the NPP. Also joining him is Edem Agbana. He is a Deputy National Youth Organizer of the NDC. Gentlemen, welcome. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Best of the season to you, Dennis.
Thank you, my brother.
It's been a while. Yeah, I know. It's been a while.
Month.
It's been a while, more than a month, I should say. It's been a while. How have you been?
It's been good. It's been a very wonderful year. I guess once we're wrapping up, it's important that we try to recap the year, like you clearly indicated. We do an audit.
Right.
And then going into 2022, we come back, stronger and fresher. I think it's been an up and down year for everybody globally, in all aspects, because we are still battling this, unprecedented, or maybe in the last 100 years, pandemic, COVID. We initially thought that it was going down late or early, 2021, only for us to begin to have the third waves, and it looks like we are going into the fourth wave with the Omicron and all the other issues. But so long as we have life, so long as we continue to do the right things and we continue to learn, I am sure would be able to surmount it. But let me also commend you for the good work done.
Thank you very much, my
except
brother.
Except that if you ask me, I think that Johnny's Bite would go down in 2021 as the one of the most unbalanced, skewed platforms, clothed with emotions and sentiments, mostly inaccurate issues in 2021. And my appeal is that you'd realize that you are getting a lot of following on the platform since you started it, which is very good. It means that a lot of people are beginning to listen to you. You try to present a lot more balanced news and information to the people. It shouldn't always be gloomy. I mean, I have watched almost every single episode of Johnny's Bites, and there wasn't even once that the people of Ghana were informed about some of the successes that the state has achieved in terms of their contributions towards development. Okay. I think that the media space is not only for criticisms, it is also for education and information, so that people would be able to understand how their little contributions in their corners are forming towards the development of the state. But if every morning we have to wake up to, for me, what I see to be more unbalanced, emotional, sentimental. Maybe it's passion, but a lot of them are your opinion and views. And so going into 2022, you try to present the facts, and then you can share your opinions as well. I think it would help.
Okay, are you done?
Yes.
All right, coming from the presidency, I'm not surprised, because first from the presidency, they said I smoke weed. Then they said, when I spoke about street children, they said I've had a child somewhere that I don't father. I came from the presidency, from an old man who's supposed to be gray and wise. And then also I was told a couple of other things. But I'm saying that I play videos on Johnny's Bite, and I ask questions. For example, why is the price of the bag of maize too expensive? If it is not balanced and factual, you should give me what the price of a bag of maize is and explain to me why it is so. I did kinkonomics. I've asked the Greek minister to show me where a bunch of plantain used to sell at 40 cedis and I sell at 4 cedis. I've asked why Vice President Bawumia promised us concrete roads and now we're doing asphalted roads and we're being asked to clap for same. I've asked why we have a biometric system, and yet people are told that they receive monies that they are not supposed to have received, and that we have gone to retrieve it, and that we should applaud. So we'll continue playing the videos. We'll continue asking the questions. It's a question of, Adam, where are you? And instead of telling us your geographical location, you tell us you are naked. Yes. Yeah. So we will continue to ask the question. Yes. And,
I mean, the point is
and we will continue to. No, I kept quiet for you.
Okay, when you're done,
you won't have another bite.
You won't give me another bite.
No,
you always want to have a one-sided conversation.
But you just finished saying yours.
No, but I'm just saying that I'm concerned about.
No, now you are entering my space.
You like to take a one-sided.
Now you are entering my space.
You are very uncomfortable with the fact that I kept quiet. Review.
I kept quiet for you. Okay, I'm saying that I'm also having my bite.
Finish. You enjoy bites.
And when you
lopsided,
finish, once you finish,
unbalanced.
Well, but the point is that when
what you are saying is not what I said.
When the Ghanaian,
I said that you don't give balanced information to the people. That's what I said.
When the Ghanaian Times writes its editorial,
when you call,
they don't come to consult the presidency.
When you call people sheepish. Let him finish. When you call people
allow me. So allow me. You finish. I kept quiet for you. I kept quiet for you.
You enjoy
Dennis, you see this is not balanced. I kept quiet for you.
We all kept quiet.
I kept quiet for you.
Yeah.
So when you finish, I'd come.
So when somebody, for example, who works at the presidency, who is old and grey, says
that is not what I am saying.
Well, I'm saying,
so you're not addressing my issue.
Well, so I'm saying I don't need to address
you. You're not addressing.
You are my friend.
Yeah, you are not addressing my issue.
So,
I think you should have.
So I'm saying that we will continue to play the videos without fear of favor. I'll continue to ask the questions.
You give skewed information to the people. That's what I'm saying. What I'm talking about is not the videos that you play. For example,
okay,
if you come in the morning and you ask,
hold on for me, Danny. Play the video when we asked about kinkonomics. Play the video of the market women from Kwasi Ejaso saying that the Greek minister is a liar.
You enjoy listening to your
play that video. They are the ones who import the food. They are the ones who buy the food from the hinterlands and bring it to the market. They are the ones who know their troubles. And like Bob Marley says, he who feels it knows it more. This is what the market women said.
It's lying. It's not true. If you want to know the truth, enter into the market. You see what is going on. Now the margin is 6 cities. First is 4 cities, 3 cities. Now it's 6 cities. Look at the ways. More than 3 months now. Now red oil is 16. The yellow one is 20 Ghana. First is 15 cities, 14 cities. Now it's expensive.
The minister's claims are false. Food prices are up, including yam. 3 tubers of yam used to sell at 10 cedis, but now 2 tubers are selling at 12 cedis.
Mango fry beba. Lale fe 300 adeka baako. Kaya bejini die.
Transport fares for a carton of mango from the Volta region is 300 cedis before other expenses. Even a ball of kenke has shot up.
Onions, tomatoes are in the lean season, so they are very expensive, unlike the bumper season where they are sold cheaper.
The minister is lying. It's not true. If you want to know the truth, enter into the market. You see what is going on.
The market women are calling their Greek minister a liar. I didn't do that.
Okay, so I mean, we are doing
let's be fair to Edem. Let's give Edem his chance. One. Let's give Edem his chance.
To listen to yourself.
No, let's give Edem his chance.
You didn't address my issue.
I don't need to address
I am saying that you provide unbalanced, unskilled, and factless issues. Okay. And I have given you instances where, for example, the day you showed Michelle Camp, the frontal of Michelle Camp, where you said that where are the roads? Right. What I am expecting from you as a journalist, informing the citizen, a balanced news is for you to go and show Yendi Bimbila Road that has been completed. Is that a concrete road? And tell the people, is that a concrete road? You see, you like to listen to yourself.
Dr. Baumia promised us concrete roads.
You like to interject.
You are doing, but what were you doing? What were you doing?
Let me give you another feedback.
Boss, let me give you another. Your microphone is off. Go ahead. You are talking about interjection. You are interjecting. You are talking about interjection. Please, Adam, take your bite on this one.
I'll get my chance.
When you promise, hold on. When you promise the people asphalt road, concrete road, and now you come and do asphalt road, and you are not explaining to them why you have not done the concrete road, but you are doing asphalt road. You should have the decency to tell the people, I promised you A, so it's a case of what I ordered versus what I'm getting, and then you explain to the people. You don't come. You see. When you get power,
you like to talk all by yourself.
When you get power,
you like to speak all by yourself.
When you get
That's
power,
your problem. And I'm giving you feedback for the year 2021.
Power doesn't belong to you.
You like to speak all by yourself. So you continue.
And then take a bite.
All right, Johnny.
Take a bite. Coming from the presidency, I'm not surprised.
You like to speak all by yourself.
But they will finish and be calling you on the side.
Yeah.
Nobody has called you on the side. Nobody.
Good morning.
Nobody has called you on the side.
I think that Dennis is important for you to.
No, please, I'm addressing Johnny.
No, but it's my time. So if you can kindly keep quiet and then allow me to speak. Good morning to you, Johnny, and to our cherished viewers. I want to use the opportunity to wish everyone listening to us or watching us Merry Christmas. We thank God for how far He's brought us. It's been a very, very difficult year for us as Ghanaians, but His grace has sustained us. And so I want to wish everyone, especially the rank and file of the NDC, our youth organizers, our executives at all levels, and also to our former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his family. We wish all of them very well during this season. Johnny, it was Chinua Achebe in his book, Things Fall Apart, that said, whenever old bones are mentioned, the old women become an ease. I am not surprised that the good work that you and a few other journalists are doing by speaking truth to power, the NPP and their communicators like Dennis are not comfortable. And so this morning he has chosen the path of personally attacking you and accusing you of things that the good people of Ghana know are not true. My feedback on the Johnny's Bite is that I may not agree with you on every issue you have raised, because there are issues that you have raised even concerning my party and all of that, or my leadership as well. But the point is that you are speaking the truth. Johnny, we have a system where, because some of you, a few journalists like yourself and some others, have refused to be in the pocket of those in power, to be used as communicators, as PROs for those in power. You choose to stand by the truth and speak the truth in defense of the interests of the people of Ghana. They brand some of you as either being NDC, or they describe you in the most, unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm an NDC branch chairman.
They have said all of this.
Chairman, no branch.
But Johnny, what are the issues that you have raised in the Johnny's Bite? I'm challenging him that he is saying that what you are doing is not balanced. He has not been able to point to
you have not
a
allowed
single
me to
thing.
Speak. He hasn't allowed me to
no,
speak.
No, you had all the time.
I'll point out.
Dennis, I kept quiet. Yes, you had all the time.
And you accused beneficiaries have not been paid.
I'm coming there. Every single issue that you have raised on Johnny's Bite concerning the abysmal performance of the Akufo-Addo-led administration is nothing but the truth. Now he is asking that while you are reporting the negatives, you should find time to also talk about the good side. That is basically what he's asking for.
That's right.
But Johnny, you are not one of the paid PROs or communicators for the government, when they allocated millions of Ghana cedis to the presidency under communication, why is it that still in the media, in the eyes of the general public, the government is still struggling? Because if you are not performing, there is corruption. You have failed every promise that you made prior to 2016. Everything that Akufo-Addo said he will not do as president, he is doing in worse forms.
President Akufo-Addo, please.
I have said that, Johnny, the very day Akufo-Addo disrespected
President Akufo-Addo,
the very day he disrespected the chief of Aflao, I choose at my will to call him president if I want to.
Please, he's President Akufo-Addo.
And I'm saying that the very things that the Akufo-Addo administration said in opposition that they will not do are the things that they are doing. And so when a journalist, very honest, brutally honest like yourself, are speaking, they are not able to discredit anything that you have said, but they are asking that you should do PR for them. Nobody can go to the market and sell a government that is not performing like the Akufo-Addo government. Look, I can give you countless examples of things that Akufo-Addo said he will not do. And sometimes, Johnny, when you listen to them still, you realize that they have lost touch with the reality. Last weekend, I followed keenly the NPP delegates conference in Kumasi. Johnny, last 2 weeks, I attended a comedy show at the National Theatre. Tonight, I'll be attending another one. But I can tell you...
What's the correlation?
I'm telling you something. I love comedy shows. But I can tell you that the biggest comic gathering, the biggest comedy show I have seen this year is the gathering that happened in Kumasi.
Oh, that's not fair.
Johnny, listen to me.
I'm listening.
It is at that gathering that comic things like what Wontumi said, that Ghana is better than UK and the US were said. It is at that gathering that the number one gentleman of the land, the president of the republic, said he cannot be blamed for the hardship in Ghana. A president running away from responsibility. For me, it is ridiculous, it is funny. And so for me, that is the biggest comedy show that happened in Kumasi. It is at that gathering that they kept lying to their supporters that they are a government that have performed better than the NDC and any other government in the Fourth Republic. It is at that gathering that the president ridiculously made the assertion that in the last 5 years, President Mahama and the NDC have not given any policy proposals on how to, solve the challenges that we face. Apart from President Mahama's response, which directed the Akufo-Addo government to the 2020 People's Manifesto of the NDC on countless occasions, even at our press conferences, and even with this, our daily morning shows, we have given alternatives to how the NPP government can solve some of the challenges. And so when they gathered in Kumasi and were deceiving themselves, tickling themselves and laughing, and today you are here, you want Johnny or other journalists to do your bidding. Johnny, my encouragement or admonishment to you is that stand firm and speak the truth. I have always said that I will be very comfortable with journalists who will speak the truth, even if the truth is not in favor of my party, the NDC. Don't become one of the rented journalists that we have, who will see the wrong but refuse to speak. Oh, there are many of them. Johnny, there are many. And I can tell you, there are journalists where when the NAPCO boss, the NAPCO CEO, went from media house to media house, claiming that NAPCO recruits were given permanent employment, it was only you and on this show that he was interrogated for further particulars. Yes, he sat here. But he went to other media houses. When he made those ridiculous assertions, he was applauded. Those journalists applauded them. And I'm telling you that, Johnny, you and a few others have remained resolute, and you must remain resolute. Going into 2022, we need firm journalists. We need fairer journalists. We need journalists who will stand and speak the truth, irrespective of the intimidation from the government of the day. So I'm not surprised that Dennis is on an agenda this morning to discredit you, but I can encourage you that go even on your Facebook page and see the number of comments from even people who voted for the MPP and are living in regrets today. Johnny, you are doing a good job.
Thank you.
We want you to continue and speak for the good people of Ghana.
It's very important.
We're grateful.
It's very important that we put it on record that all this ranting is needless, completely baseless. Listen, you sit on TV, you spend like 15 minutes criticizing the government.
More than 15, actually.
15.
More than
criticizing, 15. Reviewing, providing feedback. I am giving you feedback this morning.
Okay.
Take it in good faith.
And that includes discrediting me.
Please. He spoke for 20.
And that he didn't speak for 20 minutes, please.
You did not interject him.
How long is the show?
Let me speak. Let me speak.
Slow down.
I want to give you feedback.
Slow down.
So let me speak. One, I am telling you that.
You can. So hold on, Dennis. You can give me feedback, but don't attack me.
Okay, number one. Do not get carried away by what Adam is saying. Listen, I'll give you just 3 instances. On 27th of October, when you're having Johnny's Bite, you showed the frontal of Michelle Camp.
Right.
And pointed out to a container office of Bonkatamanso.
That's right.
And asked, where are the roads?
That's right.
And the caption in front of my screen was, where are the roads?
Right.
You went on and on and on and on the whole morning, and the conclusion of your program was that there are no roads as promised by the government. What I am telling you this morning, please stop interjecting me. It is one of the
no, but you are putting an editorial slant on what we did, and I will not allow you.
We are partners.
No, you are not partners. What you are doing is putting an editorial slant. If you listen to Johnny's,
when we come on the show,
hold on.
You are like a second panelist for the NDC.
Hold on, no,
that is true.
No. This is unfair.
Because of what you are doing. When he was speaking, you never interjected him.
Dennis,
but you are interjecting.
I'm coming. You are talking about an editorial that I did on. Hold on. On Pong Katamaso, I went there to film in front of Michelle Camp. Now, on the occasion of filming, I filmed a dirty patch of water in front of that container office of the Michelle Camp Pong Katamaso office. They had gone to put a red notice on almost all the houses, asking them to come and pay property rate, or else they will sell their houses to defray the cost. These are residents who had paid 500 Ghana cedis on their own to be able to construct a gutter for themselves. The assembly members went through the debt to go and paste those ones. So I'm asking, where are the roads in those areas? Where are the roads in the whole of Ghana? Don't put a slant on it, please.
First of all, you are this morning trying to explain what you did. I am telling you the impression you created in the minds of your viewers.
At the presidency.
Can you just let me flow?
At the presidency.
Can you just let me flow? You see, if you continue this way, in 2022, we will leave you and the NDC to run the show, so that you have the entire 1 hour as a Johnny's Bite.
Who loses?
Who loses? Yes. You think that you get the right content for your viewers if you continue with the skewed conversation? You will not let me speak. You keep interjecting. You keep putting unbalanced conversations on air, and I am telling you this morning. Now listen. Be ready to accept criticism the same way you give others.
You are putting a slant on it, and you want me to accept it.
But when you call the president, when you say that the president is not shameless about a comment he made, you think that's a slant.
What comment was that?
Let me give you.
So you have abandoned the 3rd of December. You have abandoned the Katamanso.
Because you are interjecting me.
So stay there. Stay at
so keep quiet and let me flow.
Go ahead.
Katamanso, that is the first one. I'll come back to the president.
No,
27th October, you showed the frontal of Michelle Camp.
That's right.
And was trying to create an impression. In fact, the question you asked throughout was that where are the roads? What I am telling you is that journalism and proper journalism this is what you should do. You should tell the people of Ghana that, listen, when they were coming into office, they said they were coming to construct the roads. But as we speak, they have done only 6,000 asphaltic roads across Ghana. And so when we look at the 6,000 asphaltic roads that they've done, we think that they can do more.
Did you listen to what I said?
I listened.
I stayed in
I listened. That is why I have you. I
stayed in Pong Katamanso, and I'm happy that the presidency watched Johnny's Bites. I stayed on Pong Katamanso, and I said, the people of, you are not listening, the people of Pong Katamanso had paid 500 Ghana cedis each to construct their own gutter. The assembly shamelessly walked through the debt to go and paste a red notice on each of their households, telling them that if they don't pay their property rate, which the people had refused to, they were going to sell their houses to defray the cost.
So you are explaining
Wait. I'm saying that I started a 30-minute monologue, an editorial. How could I have missed that?
Okay, Johnny.
We can watch that. I can pull that up for me. Let's watch it.
When I finish,
let's put it so that you don't say that.
You still want to have a monologue?
So I'm saying that the whole country,
you won't let me make my point.
The whole country doesn't have roads.
So you are not taking the criticism. I will give you feedback whether you like it or not. I am telling you that
this is not feedback.
Now, on the 3rd of December, you raised an issue that when you were, I think that was when you were discussing the Captain Smart arrest issue.
Right.
Okay, and you went on to say that some MPP presidential staffers or whatever come on show, and they are holding speaking notes and they cannot speak from their head, and so they write things for them.
That is
and
my
they are
opinion.
reading.
What is yours?
My opinion to you is that you are biased.
Okay.
You serve as a second panelist to the NDC.
Okay.
You provide unbalanced conversation to the people of Ghana.
Okay.
You usually or mostly provide factless, mostly clothed in sensational and emotional conversations to the people of Ghana. Do you agree?
Okay.
That is my opinion.
Have you finished?
Now, no, wait. Now,
finish.
now I want you to understand that as we are going into 2022, the best way for you to serve the people of Ghana and your viewers is not to continue on the path of enjoying the monologue where you speak to yourself and clothe this as opinion and make it seem as if what you are putting out there to the people of Ghana is what it is. I have a long list of each of the episodes of Johnny's Bite written here, and I'm reading it. That doesn't mean I am thoughtless.
Have you finished?
That doesn't mean I am silly.
Have you finished?
Now you went ahead on the day you were speaking.
Go ahead.
The day you were speaking on the NABCO issue.
Go ahead. Have you paid the NABCO people?
Can you let me flow?
Have you paid them?
You see how uncomfortable you are when you are getting feedback. You see how jittery you are. All I am saying is this:
have you paid the NABCO people? That's the question.
Whether you disagree with me or not, the year 2021 has come to an end. My hope and belief is that going into 2022, when we come back to this show, you do two things. You would serve the moderator as you are supposed to be.
Editor.
Adam is telling us this morning that you are criticizing and attacking and being sensational because we have not paid you or bought you into our pocket. Can I say that you are doing the work of the NDC because they have bought you? I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking the question. Whatever you're doing, you are doing the work of the NDC.
There is the truth about the work of the NDC.
When you come and sit on the program, that is not one-on-one. And then can you let me speak? Can you let me speak? That is your business. You think I care about what you say?
No, I mean,
let me tell you.
Let me tell you.
When you come and sit on the show and it's a one-on-one, it is a debate between the NDC and the MPP. But in the year 2021,
so what you have done? Are you assessing Johnny's Bite or you are assessing
both, all of them. What you have done in 2021, what you have done in 2021 is to serve constantly as a second panelist for the NDC. You don't let us flow. Anytime you realize that we are speaking and we are flowing, you try to interject. I can count countless times when the MPP panelists have raised concerns about how you interject when you realize that they are flowing with needless questions, which you could have waited for them to end.
They are needless questions.
Yes, which you could have waited for them to end their comments before you bring it in. You don't. So these are feedback, solid feedback that I think that you can take them on. And then as we go into 2022, you improve. As to what Adam will say as an NDC person,
you have run out of time.
As to what Adam
I'm sure
will
you have
say,
given the feedback that they sent you. To
as to what Adam will say as an NDC person, it means nothing to me.
Thank you.
He's doing his party's work.
He's
doing the work that he's supposed to do as an opposition.
Hold on.
So that is none of my business.
I'm coming. I'm happy that you have been able to give us the feedback that has been well thought through, because you are reading from a long.
Yes. And that doesn't mean I'm stupid.
It's okay.
Because even you, the production provides you with speaking notes.
It's okay. Nobody provides me with speaking notes. Go to the back.
The thing you are playing is yours. Is in your head. Are you playing from your head?
Who put it there?
Are you playing from your head?
Stop making a mess of yourself, please. It's too early in the morning. Your daughters are watching.
You are very uncomfortable.
Now I'm saying this on record. That this show is produced by competent people. And I've asked, for example, a scorecard from government. I said, in 2017, when I joined TV3Newday, we were number 3. We have moved to number 1. We have stayed at number 1. We got in here in January, same time President Akufo-Addo and all his appointees got in. What is the scorecard of the president? At least we have showed our scorecard. Dennis works at the presidency with all the other people who are suggesting that Johnny's Bite is too hard, blah, 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 blah. Now, what is the scorecard? That's the first question I've asked. Number 2, I've also asked the question about NABCO beneficiaries and how they were promised permanency and how they have not been paid their monies, and how Dr. Anya sat here and said they will be paid their monies in 2 weeks. They have not been paid September, October, November, December. I don't even talk about national service personnel. So the point is that we are asking questions on behalf of the individuals.
On behalf of the NDC, that's what you are doing.
Are feeling. So all NABCO people, remember me, are NDC people. That's what NDC is saying.
You are asking on behalf of the NDC. You are doing their work for them.
I'm an NDC chairman. Yes. But I don't have a branch.
You're an NDC journalist.
And they can't show it. How ridiculous. But then you are unable to tell me why the CD is still falling and he broke jail after the key was given to IGP Appeal 2. Basic questions. Basic, when you form a 40-member FX committee to see how to strengthen the dollar, the CD against the dollar, and the CD keeps falling. Basic questions. Adam, where are you? I am naked. Instead of, I am under the mango tree. That's the conversation we are having this morning. So this is not really feedback. It's well thought through. Say, Charlie, the guy, so they say, let's unsettle him. Me, Johnny Hughes. Barracks boy.
See, these are some of your problems.
Let's go on.
Johnny, who says?
No, Dennis.
These are some of your problems.
Dennis, let's move on.
No, but it's my time, so I have the right to fight for my space.
I'll give you only 2 minutes on this one.
Second panelist.
No, Johnny, I think that what Dennis is seeking to do this morning on this show is unfortunate, is disgraceful. You have been speaking the truth. Other journalists who speak the truth, we salute them. He is trying to describe you as a second panelist. That, for me, is not even the issue. The most important question to Dennis and his people is that all the issues that Johnny and even NDC panelists have been raising, be able to point to a single one that you think is not at the concrete road is there. Now, you are saying that, you see, Dennis, I allowed you. Show some respect to the viewers. Show some respect. Show respect to the viewers. This is your strategy. Anytime you people, you asked, I kept quiet for you. Show respect to our viewers. Anytime you in the MPP think that you are losing the argument, then you begin using these gimmicks to waste people's time. But the people of Ghana are seeing you for the kind of people you are. Incompetent, a failed government. If I were you, Dennis, I will not have the courage to wake up in the morning, dress up, and sit to defend this kind of incompetence. I will not. This failed leadership.
They are telling you.
This failed leadership.
Read the comments. They are telling you.
Look, let us speak to the issues that we are supposed to be speaking to today.
Speak truth.
Look at the activities of your people in power.
Speak truth.
What is it that Johnny has said that is not the truth?
He's doing your work for you.
So when they speak the truth and the truth favors the NDC, they are doing NDC's work.
He's doing the work.
Because he has refused to defend your incompetence. Because he has refused.
Go to Bimbila and the roads are there.
When President Mahama and the NDC,
go and check 150,000 jobs for the factories.
Look at this. Very disgraceful.
Okay,
very disgraceful.
Thank you. Your microphones are off.
Johnny, advise yourself.
No,
your microphones are off.
Johnny, advise yourself. Just 1 minute. Johnny, let me interrupt.
Your microphones are off.
Johnny, he interrupted my time. Though it's not fair to me.
He's doing your job.
My point is that Dennis, my advice to you is that
the
NDC does not sit on Oman FM or Net2 TV. If you are not comfortable on this platform, don't come.
I agree with you.
Don't come. Yes, so don't come.
I agree with you.
Don't come and be wasting the time of the viewers. If you cannot come and have a decent conversation, don't step your foot in the studio.
Thank you.
If you cannot come here, don't sit. Don't come. If you cannot be here, go so that we can have a decent conversation. This disgraceful conduct will not help you. Very shameful.
Let's move on, gentlemen.
Very shameful.
Let's move on,
very
gentlemen.
Very shameful. Look at you.
Sometimes
government, you cannot.
So sometime in 2020,
balance news.
And I'm saying that if you cannot speak the truth, then don't come.
I will come and talk. I will continue to come.
So sometime in 2020, I did a story about the Wesley Girls' School where children were sleeping in an uncompleted building. On that occasion, it was a former Deputy Minister for Information, Pius Enam Hajide, was here. He saw the video. His first comment was that this is a good job. But then when the connection was made to Free SHS, he said we were incompetent, we were biased, we were not objective, all of that. I've heard another one make certain comments like that. Dennis himself has made a similar comment like that. It means at some point when he had discredited WhatsApp News and I played a video for him back, we got a call from a certain gentleman who sends them here, who told the back end that if this is what we will do, they will not come on the show, okay? So it's a calculated attempt, not to go for the message, but for the message.
When you get criticism,
now
the messenger matters. The credibility of the messenger is important.
It's a calculated attempt, not to
go. The credibility of the messenger is important.
Your microphone is off. Now, if I talk about street children, and you say, oh, because of that, I fathered children I've not taken care of, but you can't prove it. It tells on you. If we talk and you say, oh, he's a weed smoker, we talk. You say, oh, he's gone to collect money from people, but you can't show where. Oh, he talks. And say, oh, he's a branch manager of branch chairman of MDC, but you can't show the branch. The joke is on you, really. I mean, the joke is on you. So we will continue. But it's a Christmas season, and we're wrapping up the year in grand style. To me, it's parliamentary. That's the whole point.
Yes.
Dennis, let me begin this one with you. So, ex-President Mahama is indicating that Mr. Gabi Asare-Daku came to him at his own instance and suggested that they need to have a conversation on what's happening in Parliament, particularly regarding the E-Levy, so that they are able to find the middle ground of a sort. Question on the lips of many Ghanaians are, in what capacities Mr. Gabriel Asare-Daku visiting President Mahama to talk about the E-Levy, for example?
Okay, Johnny, so let me at this point say a very warm good morning to our viewers. And let me also put it on record that nowhere has Mr. Gabriel Asare-Daku gone to former President John Mahama to discuss E-Levy. In fact, and that's one of the things, you said it, but that is not the case. The former president has said categorically that at no time was there any discussion specifically about the president requiring my intervention in the impasse on the E-Levy. So let me put it on record. That claim you made was false.
I'm saying Gabi Asare-Daku, not the president.
No, you said he went to visit the former president to discuss issues, especially on E-Levy. I'm saying that is false.
Right. Why? How is it false?
It's false because the former...
Is a statement from John Mahama himself.
No, John Mahama didn't say that. That's what I'm telling you.
What did John Mahama say?
John Mahama's statement is here. He says, I received Mr. Gabi Asare-Daku at his request at my residence on Tuesday, 21st December 2021.
Right.
Among issues we discussed was the desire of Ghanaians to see the two major political parties working together for the interest of the nation. We discussed also how dialogue can be deployed to ensure parliamentary issues are agreed consensually before coming on the floor to avoid what happened recently in the House. We further discussed opening channels of communication between the leaders of the two parties, including a possible meeting with the president at a future date. At no time was there any discussion specifically about the president requiring my intervention in the impasse of the E-Levy. So you see, if this was Johnny Bite, he would have put it out there as if that is what happened. He didn't say that, so that's part of the discussion.
The argument was that the president had gotten to him, and he says that he is putting clarification to it. What caused the brawl on the floor of Parliament? Was it not the E-Levy?
Please. You see, Johnny.
What caused the brawl on the floor of Parliament?
You see, you made a categorical statement.
I'm saying that. What caused the brawl on the floor of Parliament?
Can I flow now without interjection?
Go ahead.
First of all, you made a categorical statement that the discussion centered especially on E-Levy. The former president who received Mr. Gabi Asare-Daku has stated emphatically, in fact, he said that emphatically, he said at no time was there any discussion specifically about the president requiring my intervention in the impasse on the E-Levy.
On behalf of the president. But Mr. Asare-Daku went there on his own volition.
I am reading this statement.
Don't shout.
Because you are interjecting too much.
No, so don't shout.
I am saying that at no time, this is the former president. He says at no time was there any discussion specifically about the president requiring my intervention in the impasse of the E-Levy. So what again are you talking about E-Levy? The president has clearly indicated what they discussed.
That he didn't go there.
He said two things.
On the occasion of the president of the republic.
The former president, Johnny, has spoken. You can't infer. John Mahama has spoken. You cannot infer.
But why are you able to infer mine?
No, you are inferring. He's explained the two reasons why they met. He said the first one was based on how the two major political parties can work together in the interest of the nation. He's indicated that. The second one he said they discussed was how they can open communication channels between the two leaders of the two parties, including a possible meeting with the president at a future date. And then he went on to say that specifically, they never discussed anything related to the president asking his intervention on the impasse on E-Levy.
And I'm asking,
so why are you saying what caused the brawl?
What caused the brawl in Parliament? I was in Parliament.
So that's a different subject matter. You agree?
No, it's the same subject matter. What caused the brawl in Parliament? The punches to Yusuf Yabakuburu MP.
It was as to whether they must present the bill under a certificate of agency.
What bill is that?
The E-Levy bill. As to whether it must be presented under a certificate of agency.
So what bill was that?
The E-Levy bill.
It's all right.
It's all right.
That's
as
fine.
to whether.
That's fine.
No, don't say it's all right. As to whether it must be presented under a certificate of agency or not. That's what caused the brawl.
So there was E-Levy.
But that is not what Gabi and the former president discussed. That's what the former president said.
In that meeting?
That the former president has spoken. And even that, you still want to mislead the public?
Well, misleading.
Even the former president has spoken.
Let's have a conversation.
The former president has spoken. So you cannot say anything else.
Okay.
He has clearly indicated what he and Mr. Gabi Ochedaku discussed.
Okay. My question is...
And he has said specifically that they never discussed E-Levy.
My question is, on what strength did Mr. Ochedaku go to President Mahama? That's my question. Let's not lose focus of the question.
The former President Mahama, he went there as a member of the NPP and the citizen of Ghana, seeking the audience of the former president. That's a response to it.
Okay. Is that normal?
Why is it not
a normal meeting?
I visited former President Kufuor 2 weeks ago. In what capacity am I visiting him?
Your former MC.
A citizen of this country, former
MC, a member
of the
NPP.
NPP. Yes.
At the presidency.
I don't work at the presidency.
You don't?
You're visiting me from military.
Oh, you don't?
I don't work at the presidency. So I went to visit former President Kufuor in my capacity as a citizen. Okay, and a member of the NPP. Gabi Ochedaku is a citizen of Ghana. He's a member of the NPP. He's at liberty to visit any former president.
Right.
He can even seek audience with the president of Togo. If he gets access, he can go and visit the person in his own capacity. We have seen citizens meet several presidents across the world. So there's no big deal. The key thing is that the former president has come out to explain what they discussed.
Okay.
Which I think that if I have an opportunity to meet the former president, I also may have my own issues that I'll raise with him to seek his audience on. There's nothing out of place on that.
There seems to be a call for conciliation on different fronts, but it doesn't seem to be working, especially given what we're seeing in Parliament, a certain kind of turf war. People seem to be stuck in 169, 106, forgetting that we have 137 plus 137 plus 1. And that was why Mr. Ochedaku went there. At least that's from what you're saying. How do we get it to be actualized?
I think that we need to engage behind the scenes a lot more, be able to resolve the situation that we find ourselves in as a country. I mean, this will not augur well for anybody. It doesn't augur well for the government. It doesn't augur well for the opposition, irrespective of how you look at it. I think that we've gotten to the point where such engagement, if they are going on, should be encouraged, irrespective of how you say it, because we need to be able to, at every point in time, on every occasion, come up with a decision. We cannot end with deadlocks and gridlocks all the time when it comes to issues that we have at stake. I think that the two major issues that the former president has indicated that the conversation with Mr. Gabi Ochedaku centered on are very, very, very important, crucial issues. These are more broader, general issues than specifically an incident that happened in Parliament. And I am looking forward to seeing a lot more of these happening. I see the former president indicated that the leadership of the two political parties, there should be some channel of communication. I think it's important. Mr. Fedible, Mr. Ofeswampofo, Mr. John Boedu, Mr. Esiedun Ketia should have ways of having conversations behind the scenes. What happened in Parliament, aside from the violence, is nothing new. If you go to the UK House, if you go to the US, it happens, even in most advanced countries, especially when people strongly disagree on issues. So there's nothing untoward about it, except for the violence. There's nothing new, nothing untoward about it. But the key thing is, instead of having a situation that we have now where we are at a stalemate and we have to adjourn, till somewhere in January, we should be able to have systems and strategies in place where we can now resolve the issues, irrespective of how entrenched we are as
how do you propose that we have a certain middle ground when you are proposing a 1.75 E-Levy? The other side is telling you it's on the high side. If you listen to the tone of many Ghanaians, in fact, ISA says it's a regressive task. Now, people are asking you to drop the values, but you still insist that 1.75 is what it must be. Do you suppose that you can have any middle ground when you are keeping tightly to your grounds? I
think ultimately it's about the burden that may bring onto the user, that those who are, propagating a reduction of the percentage are saying. And so you realize that government is not sitting down doing nothing. Recently, the government engaged the telcos, and some of them have decided to drop their fees. on the transaction. So ultimately, it goes into to serve the same purpose. Because if at the end of the day, at the moment, if you're paying 1%, let's say 1% to the telco, and the telco decides to bring it to 0.5%, and the government still remains at 1.75%, it still comes down to the same point. We need to be also a bit more open-minded to the position of government on issues like this, to be able to understand that we've gotten to the point where we need to take a decision as to whether we want to continue on the path of borrowing or want to be a bit more creative and look within, spreading across the tax net to be able to raise the needed revenue for the development. I think Adam this morning we're discussing his constituency, and I'm sure he's probably looking for a lot of projects into his constituency. There are tidal waves issues and all of that. How do we do these things? It requires resources, it requires money. Do we want to go on the path of going to borrow, which would end up paying with interest, which ultimately we are the same people who are going to pay anyway? Or would want to be a bit more creative and say, listen, we believe that if we're able to spread this across and everybody is contributing X percentage, we'll be able to raise the necessary revenue to do the things we need to do. Don't forget, government didn't do this in vacuum. It was done with proper data, and I've always said everywhere that the poor, the actual poor who uses this platform have been taken out of this particular E-Levy. About 40% of them, 40% of the Momo users in Ghana are not affected by this levy. So that is my grandmother, my cousin in the village who is earning 70 cedis by day or 50 cedis by day. They are the people who really need some cushioning by this day, and they are not affected by this. The people who will be affected are those that can part with their 1 cedi, 70 pesos, 10 cedis, 15 cedis, and then we can mobilize all of these together to be able to create the roads that you are referring to in front of Michelle Camp, the road that you showed at Takwa in Suayem. Those roads will be done.
Oh, you guys have been keeping track. That's good.
Actually, I watch
That's
it. Why
good.
not?
You've been watching.
Watch it.
It's okay.
It doesn't change. You see, the fact that I quit, I'm giving you feedback.
No, go ahead. Don't go back into what you brought to come and say.
Exactly. So I think that we need to listen to both sides. The entrenched positions on the issues would not help. There has not been any referendum to say that this is what everybody is saying. We may not be so sure. After all, if we're going to use the people's representation to determine that, then we can say that there's a direct split of 50-50 on the view, when it comes to the E-Levy. There are others who also believe that, listen, we need to develop as a country. We need to be able to aggressively pursue a developmental agenda without necessarily having to borrow and have all the conditions. And so let's pay. There are others who also believe in that. Okay, I have been out of this set for almost a month and a half, and I've been to about 5 regions. I've had conversations. Once you're able to take your time and explain to the people the concept of the E-Levy and what it's intended to do, they understand. What we haven't done as a people, all of us, politicians, the media, and all of us, is that we haven't really sat down, picked the documents, the policy itself, and tried to break it down to the people of Ghana. Very few people watching us actually know and understand what the E-Levy is actually meant to do.
But that is your job.
That is also your job as a media person.
You are the one making
that is your job as well as a media person.
You are the one proposing.
You see, that is where I always have...
So how have you, for example, the bill that you are presenting, the proposal that you're presenting, what I heard Mr. Foriata read on the 17th of November is that e-transactions, Momo, internal remittances will all attract the 1.75. If at some point you have modified them, it is your job to simplify it and to put it out. It's your job to do a small editorial and to put it out. But to say that you are proposing something and that somebody must go and be explaining on your behalf.
But you picked the disadvantages.
No, nobody picked that. No, I gave you the 3 categories of what Mr. Foriata read. Hold on, sorry. Mr. Foriata.
The media.
Hold on. I think that a certain wrong impression about the media.
Not the media. The wrong impression that I'm taking is about your show.
I'm coming, Adam, I'll give you
your show.
But I'm saying that we all heard Mr. Foriata. He stated 3 categories. First, e-transactions. That includes Momo, bank transfers, all of those ones. Number 2, internal remittances. Adelaide.
Yeah.
And then there's a third aspect of it.
Yes.
Now I'm saying that if at some point you have modified it because now you are hearing that, oh, if you do internal transfer for your own bank account, it will not attract. But when Mr. Foriata spoke, we heard him when you say all e-transactions, it includes that. So now if you have modified it, it is your job to come and say what you have modified, but not to expect that somebody who was sitting somewhere who was not even consulted before this was put into black and white should be the one explaining for you.
Okay,
that's unfair.
So the point here is that, if there are some media houses who have done it, there are some media houses who have picked the policy, picked all the reviews that have been done, and have attempted to put it out for people to understand. In my view, I think that is the contribution that the media can make towards our development, so that people will be properly informed. Because nobody engaged you before you picked on the disadvantages. So why are you now waiting for someone to engage you before you pick the advantages as well?
But then it's, you know that
I'm just saying.
You attended a GIG, right?
No, I've never been there. So I've never been.
Now, public relations is not free. Public relations is deliberate, is planned, and it is paid for. That's why you are there as a government spokesperson. That's why the finance ministry has a spokesperson. That's why there's a spokesperson at the presidency. And all of you draw monies from the state. If now all of us will have to be doing PR for government, who will be there to be asking government which direction we're going?
So TV3 is first in news, best in entertainment. Education, information is all parts. And so if today you are telling me that, we need to be engaged for PR before you put it out there, it's fair enough.
I didn't say that.
But we have
I didn't
enough.
say that. I'm suggesting to you
that.
But
we have enough.
Excuse,
what's this?
You've done 15
Hold on.
minutes.
What's this?
Hold on, please. How long is the program? Slow down.
Adam,
how long is the program?
I don't mind if you talk for 1 hour. I really don't mind what you say.
I'm saying to you that.
How is that your business?
I'm saying to you that the education,
how is that your business?
the education and information that we require is what we have given to the people, courtesy what Mr. Foriata said on the 17th of November on the floor of the House, that the E-Levy is going to be in 3 categories. That is our job, to put out the information accurately and in the balance way.
I mean,
if you're asking us to explain
we have, fortunately, the House has adjourned. I am sure that between now and January 18th, we'll be able to have enough time to engage and help in educating the public to understand the concepts and the reviews that have been done. But I mean, I don't think I'll be able to speak again. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This morning, Adam has confirmed to me that indeed, you're actually helping them to do their work at the NDC.
Okay.
And we hope that doesn't happen again.
Thank you very much. In 2015 and 2016, and maybe we'll put some of those, my Facebook page, and when I was on 3FM 92.7 and the rest, there was something called the Hope Campaign. It was a purely political thing towards the victory of the NPP, the Hope Campaign. My own cousin, everyone who was part, Niane Kweabe, who's today studying in Colombia, and a couple of others, they came to ask for airtime. We gave them airtime to speak up. If that was doing the bidding of the NPP at the time, that's fine. If that made me a chairman of the NPP, that's fine. People must be held accountable for the power that they hold. Here's Mr. Kwame Pianim. He is a respected economist and a senior member of the NPP, speaking about the E-Levy yesterday with Bella Mundi on this show, and he was very clear. He says, we do not need the E-Levy. It is not necessary. He also mentioned the fact that because we asked him if he had called the president or the finance minister to seek their views and also to share some of the things he's telling us in open media. And he said the president picks his call, but the finance minister doesn't pick his call because the finance minister knows what he is doing. Play the video of Mr. Pianim for me and let's pick Adam's thoughts on the E-Levy, which has become a big issue. In fact, today the mobile money agents were supposed to have gone on strike, but they have decided to hold on to the strike for some reasons. Please play the video for me.
What do you say to Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, the finance minister's management of the economy so far? It's been 5 years going into 6 years. Do you think he's done a good job?
No.
He hasn't done a good job?
He hasn't done a good job, no.
Why do you
borrowed, he's over-borrowed. We are not getting value for money. And he needs to realize he is not just a budget and expenditure minister. He's minister for finance. Finance means growing the economy. He said the economy grow, we are the fastest growing.
Yeah.
The narrative is wrong. When you say the economy is growing, everything is honky-dory. And then you are asking workers to tighten their belt. Of course, they are not going to tighten their belt. You know, Ken Oforiatta has borrowed more than anybody, any other minister for finance.
Okay, so that's Mr. Kwame Fiene. Adam, take a bite. So meetings are now being held, and obviously we're trying to find a middle ground. What's on your mind?
Johnny, when President Mahama, after losing the 2016 elections, told the people of Ghana that posterity will be his judge, many of us who believe in him, who support him and will support him on any day, actually thought posterity meant maybe 10, 15 or 20 years time. We never imagined that the Akufo-Addo government will be this abysmal to the extent that Ghanaians all over, from Aksim to Zebila, across every region, every district, the people of Ghana, those who voted for the MPP, many of them regret and are calling that they want President Mahama back. Many of us did not know that the time will come that the man that they addressed as incompetent, held insult at him, described him in very unfortunate terms, today will be consulted on how to run this government. And so for me, Gabi Asare-Ochidaku's visit to President Mahama and trying to fix a meeting between President Mahama and Akufo-Addo is indeed an indication that they have gotten to a point where things are so difficult for Akufo-Addo that he needs the help of President Mahama and his good counsel to help him sail the stormy waters. And so for me, that is an indication that this government is struggling. They have no clue about how to move this country forward, and they have decided to come back to the drawing board.
The government just read his economic policy to you. I showed you what plan they have.
If you, I'm getting back to the E-Levy. Johnny, apart from the NPP 137 MPs, and even that, have private conversations with some of them, many of them, but for the fact that they are working on groupthink, many of them do not think that the E-Levy is a good idea. Ask them, challenge them that in this period of a Christmas break, that the House is not sitting. They should mount platforms, have community engagement, and announce to their constituents that they were in Parliament in Accra to support the E-Levy. Johnny, the E-Levy, apart from these 137 MPs, Ken Oforiatta and Akufo-Addo himself, nobody, even Bawumia before the budget, was on radio saying that they were not going to tax Momo. And that is why for the first time, strangely, Vice President Dr. Bawumia, who speaks on every economic issue, has refused to make a single comment on the E-Levy, not even at Kumasi. Let us know Dr. Bawumia's position on the E-Levy, because it's not comfortable. Many of them, they know that it is a retrogressive tax, but they are defending it.
But
and when I listen to,
do we have a choice, really?
Do we have a choice? Why are they so interested in having the E-Levy to the extent that they did not mind fighting, going physical? Why? It is because they have run this country down. The government that has borrowed more than any government in the history of this country, as even confirmed by the previous speaker, I mean the video you just played, Mr. Kwame Fiene. This government has borrowed more than any government in the history of this country. This government has accumulated more revenue than any government in the history of this country. All the investments that President Mahama and the NDC made, this government has squandered the money. Yesterday, Eduji was here. He made mention about the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, MIF, and what they are using it for. When he mentioned the Puma project, many people do not know what it is about. It is a hotel that President Akufo-Addo's in-law is building in Accra, and it is monies from the GIF that they are using to grant him tax holidays. The point is that they have run down the economy, and they are looking for money. So they want to impose hardship. The NDC minority in parliament and the NDC as a party, we do not have a problem with having collaboration with anyone who will do things in the interest of this country.
But you are kicking against the E-Levy.
No, the E-Levy is retrogressive. It is not in the interest of the people. We will not partner the NPP to impose hardship on the people of Ghana. We will not partner the NPP to steal the people of Ghana. And that is why we were against Ejapa and got it dropped. So we are ready for collaboration, but the collaboration must be in the interest of the people of Ghana. And so when you want to steal the people through Ejapa, you don't expect our minority to be party to that. When you want to impose hardship on the people with this E-Levy, you don't expect the Haruna Idrisu-led minority to be party to that. So our message to them is that today, because they are not getting the numbers to have fraudulent deals like Ejapa passed, they are seeking to get President Mahama and other top leaders of the party engaged.
That's a good thing.
It is
to have conversations backdoor.
That is what I'm saying, telling you that, Johnny, there is nothing wrong with having conversations backdoor.
But
in every parliamentary democracy, there is what we call lobbying.
That's right.
But I am telling you that if the lobbying or the conversation backdoor is meant to impose hardship or is meant to steal the people of Ghana, we will not be party to it. And so they can send Gabi and send whoever, but we can give them one assurance that nothing will make the NDC agree to have the E-Levy imposed on the people of Ghana. You are seeking to raise 7 billion from the E-Levy. That is the projections.
That's right.
And this is a government that since 2017, they have never met their revenue projections. But let's even grant them that chance and agree that maybe they will be able to raise the 7 billion. All of a sudden, Dennis, Kenoforiata, all the ministers, and they are behaving as if the 7 billion is what to solve Ghana's problems. Meanwhile, in 4 years, you borrowed 220 billion. Now, 7 billion that you are projecting to raise, that even that you won't get it. They are all of a sudden saying that is what will be used to create 11 million jobs. It's what will be used to provide subsidies. Today, as we speak, every problem in this country, they are telling us that it is the E-Levy that will solve it. Every problem. How much are we even earning from oil revenue? How much are we earning from oil revenue? Are we not earning more from oil revenue than the 7 billion that they are projecting?
So the question on my mind.
So the question,
the devil's advocate question on my mind is this: that you are saying you will not partner the NPP
to steal the people of Ghana,
to pass the E-Levy, to steal from the people and all of that. But somebody will say at the vetting table, you had indicated some ministers who were not qualified to be in the roles that they presently enjoy. Kojo Nkrumah, Howard Kumsin was there, Foreign Affairs Minister, Attorney General. I can give you the list. Suddenly, you pass them, or you joined to pass them. In fact, Howard Kumsin got the highest vote, and even your party members were not happy with you. So you have made such positions clear in the past, but eventually you ended up partnering the NPP to do what they wanted to do. What's the assurance that what you're saying now will be actualized?
I am not seeking to justify the approval of some of the ministers. I have my very personal opinion on some of the people that were approved, and I think that they do not deserve to be passed as ministers.
Right.
But not too long ago, I was speaking to one of the party elders in my constituency, and he made a very profound statement. He said that if the president, Akufo-Addo, had the chance to choose his ministers, and he chose these people, and imagine the NDC had even rejected them, how good would have the substitutes be? You know, because if he had a pool of people to choose from, and these are the ones that he's parading as his first choice, his first 11, and you have them rejected, imagine the substitute, the team B that he'll bring. Not to impunity, but we can see them by their performance. I don't want to go into that. My point is that on this particular issue of E-Levy, the minority has demonstrated strong commitment and resilience. And that is why, when it mattered most, you saw members of parliament from the NDC standing up and fighting to ensure that this E-Levy is not passed. And so, in terms of ministerial improvement, that is the business of government to do.
Right.
But on key policy decisions that will affect the standard of living, the quality of life of the people of Ghana, the NDC can be trusted that we will not be a party to any decision that will bring hardship to the people of Ghana.
I think.
You asked a very important question about Gabi's role in government and in what position.
I said in what capacity did he go there, right?
In what capacity he met President
Mahama? Because he has
indicated
that he is not a member of government.
He has indicated that he is not a member of government. We all know that he has indicated that. But we all know also that, for example, when you read President Mahama's statement carefully, he said that they discussed including a possible meeting with the president at a future date. That is key.
Right.
Now, if Gabi was not acting on behalf of Akufo-Addo, he would not have been able to discuss arranging a meeting with President Mahama as a former president, with the current president. Johnny, the MPP and Akufo-Addo, they are behaving like, the whole of last weekend. They went trying to tickle their supporters, throwing jabs at President Mahama. Then after that, they passed behind and sent Gabi to come and beg, and let's have collaboration.
He didn't go.
What was it there to do? If they think that they don't need President Mahama's intervention or the NDC's support in Parliament, they should continue riding their high horse and be arrogant as they are.
I hear you.
You cannot use daylight to disrespect former President Mahama and come back at midnight and come and be begging for collaboration. But there's one thing that is sure.
Finally.
And I can confirm that the Haruna Idrisu-led minority in Parliament, the 137 members of Parliament representing the NDC, will do everything possible to protect the interest of Ghanaians.
I hear you.
We will not join this group of nation wreckers to steal from the people of Ghana.
That's not fair.
They are nation wreckers.
I can give party nation. I think that's not fair.
The people that want to do musical chairs in Parliament to have the first deputy speaker vote, get down, vote, and come back, and all of that. These people, how do you describe them?
I hear you. Thank you.
They are nation wreckers.
Then let's take a 1 minute, and then we'll take a 1 minute so we can go.
The year has come to an end. Irrespective of all this, I mean, anybody watching us know that this is the regular stock in trade for the NDC. For us in the MPP, we have done our best to deliver and bring convenience to the people of Ghana. The year 2021 is ending without our lights being off and being in Doomso. That's a success.
The year 2021 would disagree with
it was a fault and it's been restored now. I was in Kumasi last weekend. They don't have Doomso. It was a fault and it's been fixed. The year 2021 has ended with all our teachers, students in teacher training colleges still being in school without losing their allowances.
Have they been paid their allowances?
They've not been
paid.
old.
Let me flow, please.
They are old. So what?
Yeah, but if I owe you money, if I owe you money, it's better than when I don't have any money with you at all. So that's the point. The year 2021 has ended with about 168 factories running, 150,000 jobs created. The year 2021 has ended with Bimbila Yendi Road being fully constructed and asphalted. The year 2021 has ended with Ghana seeing over 6,000 kilometers of asphaltic road across the country. The year 2021 is ended with, at least, if not for anything at all, we seeing that there is some light at the end of the day for us in 2022 coming into place. The youth start that would ensure that a lot more young people will be pushed into entrepreneurship, creating about 1 million jobs for our young people. It has been a very difficult year across the globe. But if you compare Ghana to other countries, it is quite obvious that we are in very safe hands, we are in very good hands, we are on the right path, and I'm very optimistic about the year 2022. I'm sure I'll be here. I'll be the first panelist on your show in January 2022.
Of course,
and hopefully when I come, you will not be doing the work of the NDC.
Well, it's arranged. So just to put on record that the panelists you see here are brought by their parties. We don't pick them because in the past when we used to do that, they used to say, when somebody comes and doesn't perform, they say, you picked the wrong person to come and represent us. Adam, your 1 minute.
Yeah, Johnny, let me use the opportunity again to wish everyone watching us a happy new year, and let me use the opportunity also to admonish the government that we hope they use this period to repent, so that next year at least the suffering of the people of Ghana will reduce. I mean, things are tough. The corruption is too much. Everything is going wrong in this country. There is no leadership. There's clueless leadership of Akufo-Addo government. We hope that next year will be a dawn of a new era.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So somebody sends a message, John. It says, Dennis is vilifying you for speaking the truth.
Feedback.
That is
Will
feedback.
Dennis vilify Mr.
Feedback. Are you vilifying the president?
yes.
Somebody
Feedback.
says, somebody
You
says,
know what to take
somebody says, would Dennis
You
vilify?
criticize the president. I know what
Hold
to
on,
take
allow me
criticism.
to be. It says Dennis is vilifying you
I am
for
not
speaking the
vilifying.
truth.
Feedback.
He says, will Dennis vilify Mr. Kwame Pienim for the truth he spoke about the government and Mr. Kenneth
If
Ofori-Atta?
I haven't met him, if I meet him like I am now,
Well,
with you, I'll
so
tell him.
that is a question for you.
You criticize the government,
The
and
tru-
the year
the
is
tru-
wrapping up. I'm giving you feedback for the year. You are calling vilification.
Mr. Kwame, no, somebody is asking. That
You
Mr.
support
Kwame
him, that's why
Pienim
you're
says-
reading.
he
There are
said-
several messages you support him.
Kwame, he
That's why
said
you're
Kwame
reading.
Pienim
I
jammed the
haven't met
finance
him. I
minister.
haven't met him. When I meet
You
him,
got
I'll tell
it.
you.
He said the finance minister doesn't pick his calls. Anyway, thanks to Soda Fashions in Tamale for my outfit 0246590162. We'll continue to ask the questions. We'll play the videos, and we will continue to show you evidence, a blast from the past. And we'll continue to ask questions on behalf of NAPCO beneficiaries. Remember me. They're asking you to be reminded that they have not been paid. Teacher training allowance, nursing training allowance, national service, youth in afforestation, Heal Ghana, all of those who are owed their monies, plus those teachers who 4% have been in arrears since February or so. They have been asking those questions, and we are the ones who ask the questions. Ours is not to do public relations. Ours is to cause social change and to ask questions, and we are happy that we are being monitored, and there are actually dates and the whole thesis that has been written on our behalf. It means we are doing something right. We will not stop. We will not stop. We will be energized and empowered next year to do more for Ghana. 3 more to do more. We'll see you after the break.